Our spring content this year is loosely grounded in the concept of not feeling behind, and in a speed-centric, productivity-centric, youth-centric, youth-obsessed culture, it's really easy to feel behind. We feel behind in big ways. We haven't met milestones. It's too late for us to go back to school or change careers. And we feel really behind in little ways. We feel behind in the day and what we should have gotten done today, and feel behind in the week. And in that way, feeling behind has really become almost a chronic problem. It's something we're chronically feeling. And we liked the concept of being a late bloomer, this idea of coming around to things after you thought you should. And that is the main focus of our spring film. It's a slow, beautiful film. We're working on the edits right now, and it's uplifting and heartbreaking in equal measures. And it's about a woman who was trained as a painter, and the love, the passion got shelved in favor of little everyday obligations. And now 40 years later, she's painting. She's doing the thing she always wanted to do, and you're really rooting for her. You're excited to see this happening in her life. And if it's so easy for us to root for someone else, but we also tell ourselves that we're behind and it's too late for us, how does that make any sense? And the takeaway, hopefully, is simple, that it's never a bad time to bloom, to be who you want to be and do work you care about. And while this is a really lovely thought, sometimes knowing is not enough. We need practical tools to help us integrate this into our lives. And we have some prompts here, and you can use them as journal prompts or as meditation prompts. And these are actually what I put together for myself as I was preparing for this spring content, as I was thinking about and working through this concept of being behind and being a late bloomer. And I'm going to just present each prompt to you and then give a little bit of space. And if you need more time, feel free to pause the video, take all the time you need, and come back when you're ready. And the first prompt, we're just going to start on focusing on the present moment, just grounding yourself on where you are right now. How are you sitting? What room are you in? What do you have around you? Is there sunlight? Does the air feel warm or cool? Take a few breaths. Notice how it feels in your body. And just take yourself out of the past, out of the future, and live in the present moment. And the second prompt is to focus on self-love. And if you're going to get out of that feeling of being behind, you need to be able to be kind to yourself and encouraging to yourself as you form some new habits and step out of your comfort zone. And one of the favorite things that you'll come across in almost any meditation is the phrase, "May I be happy." And that's been really powerful for me. But sometimes it's useful to have small changes on that phrase. So I would encourage you to write that phrase down, say it to yourself a couple of times, notice how it feels, and then think through any small tweaks on that phrase that might be appropriate for you in this season. Things like, may I be relaxed, may I be brave, or may I be at peace. And the third prompt I have is embrace your journey. There's no one right way. And when we can break free from looking around us and comparing, we're able to step away from terms like right and wrong, step away from judgments that are keeping us from pursuing things that we think about all the time. So take a moment to reflect on your journey. What are you grateful for in this season of life? Reflect a little on how you've got here, how the road has maybe twisted and turned in ways that at the time you didn't like, you thought were bad. But now with hindsight, you can look back and see how grateful you are for lessons learned or insights. Embrace your own unique story. When you notice yourself feeling behind, also learn to notice your thoughts in those moments. What stories are you telling yourself? Because sometimes when we think things, they're actually happening in our mind. Those thoughts are happening, but they're not always true. I might tell myself it's too late, but that's not necessarily true. It might feel like I wished I'd started sooner, but I am fully capable of starting now. And we have to learn how to see those stories for what they are. And circling back to prompt 2, this is a process where we need to be kind to ourselves. So imagine talking to yourself the way you would talk to a close friend. If they come to you and say that they really want something, but they should have done it 10 years ago, how would you talk to them? And this last one is my favorite, and it's to set intentions for contentment. And that sounds really lofty, but it really just means learn to notice the little beautiful things around you. And set yourself an intention for, every day this week when you wake up or at lunchtime. Take a moment and look around you and notice the beauty that's available to you all the time. Whether that's the way the blinds move in the breeze, or how a warm cup of tea feels in your hands. How the light filters in through the window and casts a shadow on the floor. It's springtime. How does the sun feel on your face when you go outside? Take a minute to think through how you can cultivate an appreciation for the little things that are already abundant in your life this week. And that's all 5 of our prompts. I hope these sparked some insight for you, and maybe just some moments of quiet and appreciation as a nice respite from feeling rushed and hurried and behind. And I thank you for joining us, and we're so excited for you to see everything else that we're putting together for you this spring. Have a beautiful day.